We're going to add another shim to our camera. Get this lifted up a little bit. Get a new configuration. There we go. That looks pretty close for my liking. All right, so here we are once again. It is a Friday afternoon for me here today. Nice, cool, cold day, and figured why not? Let's try to tie this one live here on YouTube. So let's get it started. This is tied on a size 2. This is a Moonlit ML057. It's a 1x strong, 3x long streamer hook. I like it. It's barbless, nice, solid gauge wire. Anyways, I'm using a black 210 denier flat wax thread. Hey, what's going on, Steve? Thanks for tuning in. This fly, I came up with this the other night at my local brewery fly tying session, my study hall. I recently in the mail received a nice little fun package from Hareline Dubbin, and it contained a whole bunch of different samples and their catalog, and I figured, why don't I try to come up with something that utilizes a good portion of those samples and see what I can come up with. And this is basically, so far, this is where we're at. So, some medium dumbbell eyes, nice bright chartreuse. Hello from Dewey in the Northwest Wales. I tried my hardest to do a study abroad deal in Wales. Our international, whatever professor was in college, was from Wales. And yeah, it all came down to a lack of funding issue. So that little opportunity never came to fruition. But whatever. It's really looking forward to it. Castles and all sorts of fun things. So let's see here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna start doing more. I say this all the time. I'm gonna start doing more live streaming here on YouTube, and I never really do. Instagram is typically a lot easier, and I don't know. We're gonna make an honest effort to start doing our live streams again here on YouTube. Whether they are on a consistent nightly basis, I don't know. That was really tough. A lot of stress and pressure to keep up with that regularly broadcasted schedule of. You'd be surprised. I'm busy pretty much every night of the week, and committing myself to Sundays was pretty tough. All right, so I've got some UV2 sparkle yarn. So I don't know. I kind of debated what to call this fly, Mr. Green or Mr. Sample, because again, a lot of this is samples that I recently got from Hareline. So check out the new Hareline app. It has all the stuff that they carry, and what you do is you basically build your order, take that, get in contact with your local Hareline distributor. They will customize or send in a custom order for you, and bada boom, bada bing, you get your stuff. Will I be tying more river pattern size 12-16? I can, absolutely. you know, shoot me an email, give me some requests, because I honestly, that's for me. Sometimes that's one of the hardest things to do is trying to decide what to tie, because at a certain point, I mean, full disclosure, I 90% of the time I'm throwing clouser minnows and woolly buggers. So I don't know. Let's gonna take this up and over. So I'll take this tail material, this yarn, and I'm gonna place this over the eyes, and that's gonna give me a nice little green spot in between the eyes. That's all. Nice little green hump. Yeah, if you ever have any requests, definitely feel free to shoot me an email. And if I don't already have the pattern tied, you know, I'll be more than happy to do my best to at least give you my interpretation of whatever the pattern may be. Check out my playlist. I do have multiple playlists here on my YouTube channel. With that being said, I've got everything's kind of broken down. I don't know, kind of wet fly, dry fly, streamers, big fly, small fly. All right, here we go. Let's add some flash, some chroma flash. So this is bright chartreuse. I'm going to take a strip of this. I'm going to tie this in on the near side. And we'll take that just past. What we got going on here? We got a loop. There we go. How small can I tie? Well, I don't know. That's a good question. How small could I tie this fly? I suppose I could. Well, what's my limitations? My limitations on this pattern, what cannot be scaled down? Well, I can scale down my dumbbell eyes. I can scale down my hook. I can scale down the flash. I can use less flash. I think it all comes down to with the rubber legs, maybe. I don't know. You could probably, I say you could probably, gosh, that's a tough, I don't know. Give it a try and let me know. I would say you could probably take this down to maybe a 10. 10. You'd have to get the appropriate size dumbbell eyes and such. We're going to do a dubbing loop. Here we go. I'm sure you could tie it down to a size 12. Again, you would have to get smaller dumbbell eyes. Let's see, what size are these officially? These current eyes I'm using are the medium size 4. That's a 1/30th ounce. Going down in size, you can go down to a size double aught. That's a 1/200th ounce dumbbell eye. So but I don't know why you would really want to tie this down into a size 12. I mean, you could tie a clouser minnow down to a size 20, I suppose, if you had the proper material. But at that point, you know, this is a lot of stuff going on to one hook. So you would definitely need to scale everything down. All right, so for my dubbing loop, I gotta wax my dubbing loop first. We're gonna do this. Wax our loop. We're gonna use a little bit of low tack wax. We're gonna do this in 3D. Hold on to your hats, folks. Ooh, woo. Oh, we popped our hook off. Here we go. Shenanigans. Not gonna be shy with the wax. It's just a low tack wax. Nothing fancy. Alright, so for my dubbing loop, this is like the only non-hairline product in the mix. That and the hook. This is some Fly Tyers Dungeon Brown Leopard Frog. This is some fun stuff. It's got all sorts of different colored green and brown synthetic hair fibers, and it also has these black and olive rubber leg patterns. Yeah, good old Ray Charles. What did I tie that Ray Charles for? I think I tied the Ray Charles for... I think I sent those out to the 406 Flyboys. Alright, so we got a little batch of dubbing, and we kind of stacked, oriented the fibers left to right. I'm going to lay that out on my fingertips. And open up our little dubbing loop and pinch that in. Space and spread that out nice and even. I'm doing pretty darn good on this. I like the density of this so far. Take a little bit closer to the hook. Alright, so what I like to do, and everybody dubs a little bit differently, I like to use a shepherd's hook with some weight to it, and then I come in with the whip finishing tool to cradle my thread, so I'm not holding my thread at all, and then I can spin my shepherd's hook, and sometimes a little piece of material get twisted around there, but there we go. I'll spin it again. And it's up to you to decide how tight you want to go with that. Kind of one of those things you just feel out. Coming with this is a piece of Velcro on a stick. Fancy Velcro dubbing tool. Super fancy. If you don't like fancy, there you go. Popsicle stick with a little piece of Velcro on it. And just be mindful which way you glue on your Velcro, because it does matter which way the hooks pull. I like using the bigger handled one. This one's just a little easier to hold on to. We're just going to space that all out, pick that all out. Pretty cool, huh? I like it. So this material would not react the same way had I done a traditional dubbing noodle. If I just noodled that out, things would have not gone smoothly. So I'm going to go ahead and just brush the material to one side, because as I wrap, I want that to, you know, lay inside, man, green side out. And just keep that pulled to the back. Alright, and I'm just going to space this out just a little bit. A couple tight wraps there at the butt, but I can space these out nice and even, because I don't want to bog this down too dense. Got to be able to swing it, because we already got quite a bit of mass with these dumbbell eyes up front, and we're still got a little bit more to go. So I'm not too concerned about getting nice and tight behind the eyes yet, because we're going to add a little collar and some rubber legs and some other goodies. Alright, set that off to the side for meow. And we're going to take a pause and sip of beverage. Alright, here we go. A little trim of that thread. And this is kind of my favorite, one of my favorite parts is just picking this all out. Did a pretty good job. We did a good job keeping, really trapping much of the fibers down as we wrapped it forward. This is some nasty stuff. I like it. It's dirty. That brown, kind of dirty, froggy. Alright. I like it. Alright, let's add some rubber legs. This is barred and speckled. Good old chartreuse yellow. If it ain't chartreuse, it ain't no use. Alright, so let me just come in full length with this. So I'm going to isolate 3 legs. 1, 2, 3. Looks like we got some other material stuck in there. And 1, 2, 3. And with my rubber legs, I want to tie these in on the sides. And I want to go full length of the fly. Or at least tie them in halfway on the rubber leg portion. So lift and lower. Lift up our thread, lower it over on the side. And give that a couple of turns. We'll flip and rotate. So I go under the dumbbell, over the shank, and then under the other dumbbell. And I'm pulling up because I want this to lay on the side. On the side or up. Kind of at an angle. And bind that all down nice and tight because we want that position to hold fast. And we'll go under our dumbbell eyes, and we're going to work on this front end a little bit because we got those rubber legs mushed in front. I'm just going to compress that down because we want to work this front end into a nice cone head taper. Even out our legs. I like them. And where are we at for time? What is it? 3:30? Yep, getting close. I'm gonna have to head off to the VFW here in a few minutes. I'm volunteering for the fish fry. So check this out. This is some ripple ice. Some ripple ice. Look at that product code. RIP. I like this stuff. This stuff is pretty fun to work with. I really enjoyed working with it last night. One thing I did learn is I need a wax. We'll do that in 3D. Whoa. Do not adjust your television screens. So do you guys ever watch your YouTube videos on a television? One of the things that I really enjoy doing is building up a small playlist, and I will cast my YouTube onto my television through my Chromecast and watch tying videos on a 42-inch flat screen high def, which can be good or bad, kind of depending on whose channel you're watching, I suppose. Alright, I want that big and buggy, nice and loosey-goosey. We'll come in and we'll dub the second half of that on. How are you going to hold that in? Because we're going to pick that out. Yeah. All right. Pick that out a little bit. Maybe we'll come in with our bodkin on this. I like it. Nice little buggy collar. All right, and then last but not least for this whole operation, I'm going to come in with a little bit more of this chroma flash. We'll take a little tuft to that. We'll multiply by dividing. All right, and for this, because we got our dumbbell eyes on this side, hopefully everything's going to ride hook side up. So we're going to actually put this little bit of flash on the bottom side, which is actually the top side. Little reverse psychology. And since we are tying underneath, I'm going to take a quick Pikachu just to make sure everything's kind of lined up how we want it. I'm satisfied with that. Bind that down nice and tight, and let's give that a trim. It's nice as that dumbbell eye can actually just hold my thread right where I want it. Kind of stagger that cut. It's always good to stagger your cut, even if it's just a little bit. It helps everything kind of lay down a little bit flatter as you build your cone heads up front. Yeah, just a little bit better light. What's up, PJ? How you doing today, bud? Here we go. Nice little cone head. Not good. Busy day. Yeah, I'm sure. Traffic and everything. It's that time of year too, man. We're getting, we're coming off the elections. We're coming on to Thanksgiving and Christmas and holidays and New Year's, and everybody kind of loses their mind, it seems. All right. Ow. I'm really liking the way that's turning out. So let's come in with a little dab of Solar Res to tidy up that front end. And this is, what is this? This is the Thin Hard, aka the blue bottle. And this is going to come out awfully quick, so I got to be careful. Just a little dab. That's probably enough. I'll just smear the rest around with the bodkin. Make sure it gets up and onto in between our eyes up front. All the way around. And we'll give her a zap. I will say one of the things that I have noticed watching some people tie and use UV resins and stuff is they do not let it cure long enough. You know, if you just look at the Solarez products, for example, the Bone Dry claims it dries in 10 seconds, which is fairly accurate. But if you notice, it doesn't disclose a time for the other products. So I'm going to just assume that they take a little bit more time for everything to fully cure, if you know what I mean. So there you have it. That's what I'm calling a Mr. Green. So what's the question? I saw a question pop up. Yeah, this is Solarez Hard. And that's just to be quick about it. I mean, a Sally Hansen's would actually do pretty good. Yep, this is the Solarez torch, and I always keep my other one handy as a spare. So this is regular. We'll even focus it in, but the Solarez just blows it away. So that's the two different. But I like this other one because it is focusable. You know, that's the regular, and that's what the Solarez. But I always keep this little, and this is if I wasn't using the Solarez torch, I'd be using this one because this is, in my opinion, one of the better ones because you can actually focus that that beam. Yeah, and it's rechargeable. And what's neat about the Solarez, I use it all the time. I charge it maybe once a month, maybe. Out, definitely check it out. And you won't go back. I mean, it's just a matter of, I don't know, LED technology getting better and brighter and faster. So yeah, here we have it, Mr. Green. With all the physics don't decide to change on me, this will be it. Swimming in the water. All right, well, I think that's enough shenanigans for now. I got to get ready to head off to the VFW. And yeah, we'll do this again soon. So give me a thumbs up. Hit that share button. Maybe we'll make another go and set a goal of that 1,000 subscribers. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Happy time.